Welcome back to Breaking the Chains, Healing from Emotional and Physical Abuse. This is Season 5, Episode 4, which is the last episode of Season 5. Donations help my podcast expand and produce more smoothly. Also, you can purchase my merchandise by clicking the link in the description below. I am overwhelmed at the continued support. I am extremely thankful to each listener of my podcast. Again, I am your host, Kelly. Have you all ever witnessed a narcissist throwing tantrums? So the name of this episode is called The Reasons Why a Narcissist Throws Tantrums. So I am going to state the characteristics of a narcissist again. I've stated it in previous podcasts, but I'm going to state it again. The characteristics of a narcissist is, number 1, he or she is immature. 2, arrogant. 3, fake. 4, pathological liar. 5, manipulator. 6, vindictive, vengeful. 7, miserable and moody. 8, a bully. 9, jealous. 10, hateful. And I'm going to list the 5 reasons why narcissists throw tantrums. Number 1, when you tell them no. Number 2, when they don't get what they want. Number 3, when they lose control over their victims. Number 4, when someone tells them the truth. Number 5, when they are ignored. So I'm going to restate that again before I go into more depth of this episode. The reasons why a narcissist throws tantrums is when, number 1, you tell them no. 2, when they don't get what they want. 3, when they lose control over their victims. 4, when someone tells them the truth. 5, when they are ignored. So let's talk about it. Again, the name of this podcast is called The Reasons Why a Narcissist Throws Tantrums. A narcissistic tantrum is when a narcissist throws out insults to their victims or anyone else that doesn't meet their unrealistic needs and demands. Also, a narcissist tantrum involves him or her screaming and yelling at their victim or other people, and he or she will threaten to harm the victim and themselves. More reasons why a narcissist throws tantrums. Number 1, a narcissist lacks validation for unmet needs and wants. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, it happens during his or her life because a narcissist, let me restate that. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, it happens during his or her life because a narcissist feels that their needs weren't met. Therefore, he or she believes that their feelings weren't validated by other people. Here's an example of a tantrum from a narcissist. The narcissist keeps threatening their victim and insulting him or her in text messages so the victim will not respond. The narcissist has a huge tantrum, and he or she begins to threaten and insult their victim even more. 2, narcissist feels shame, embarrassment, or fear, or fear and don't know how to cope. Handling criticism, failure, and uncertainty is tough for everyone. I'm going to repeat that. Failure and uncertainty is tough for everyone. However, a narcissist is equipped to handle challenges to the self-image that he or she has constructed for themselves. When something minor happens in our lives, when you deal with it without our emotions exploding. A narcissist will throw a huge tantrum when something minor happens in his or her life and makes the minor issue a huge deal. 3. A narcissist is manipulating you to get what he or she wants. While a narcissist is throwing a tantrum, their rage is out of control. A narcissist thinks that their victim will give in because their tantrum is very violent. Therefore, never give in to a narcissist tantrum. You should ignore or confront the narcissist about it. It's best to just ignore the narcissist tantrum because a narcissist never believes that he or she is in the wrong. What actions will a narcissist show during their tantrum? Number 1, a narcissist will vent their frustrations out on objects. A narcissist will punch the wall, kick the door, throw pictures, throw plates, while cursing out their victim the whole time. The reason a narcissist vents their frustrations out on objects is because it's the closest thing to him or her. 2. The narcissist will cause physical and verbal abuse. A narcissist will emotionally and physically harm you because he or she is using you as a scapegoat. This means that the narcissist is blaming their victim for triggering them. No matter what the narcissist excuse is for physical, mental abuse, or both, doesn't mean that you should allow it. If you feel that you are in danger, leave the situation immediately. Get help by calling 911 and do whatever is necessary to protect yourself. 3. A narcissist will give you the silent treatment. Let me restate that. A narcissist will give you the silent treatment. This is when a narcissist involves in not speaking or engaging with their victim. The narcissist believes this is a punishment for you. Actually, it isn't, because it gives their victim peace and quiet. However, this will damage the abusive relationship. Number 4, the narcissist will threaten to harm themselves. A narcissist will try to convince their victim that they are going to burn, cut, stab, or unalive themselves. If your narcissist does try to harm themselves, call for emergency services immediately. In most cases, the narcissist will never harm themselves because he or she only cares about themselves, so it is just another manipulative tactic and part of the narcissist's tantrum. Narcissists have a huge tantrum when he or she is exposed. When you expose a narcissist, he or she will lash out, become angry, tell you that you are wrong, blame you for their toxic behaviors. The reason being is because a narcissist wants power and no responsibility. Everything he or she wants is a contradiction. A narcissist truly believes that he or she is clever with their lies, manipulation, gaslighting techniques, and smear campaign. A narcissist hits their victim with shame, false promises, accusations, isolation, manipulation, control, slander, games, silence, the past, the mask, betrayal, gaslighting, lies, abandonment, insecurity, and criticism. Then he or she claims they have done nothing wrong. Also, a narcissist tells the story from the part where you reached your emotional breaking point. They will never start the story from where they destroyed you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. The reason that narcissist throws tantrums is because when their victim leaves him or her, then the victim exposes all of their toxic actions, so they begin to lash out. Also, a narcissist seeks constant validation, attention, and praise to compensate for low self-esteem and perceived lack of confidence and acceptance. Narcissists have tantrums for a variety of reasons, including a narcissist lives in a shattered fantasy, meaning he or she has a distorted perception of reality. Therefore, he or she believes they are all powerful, beautiful, or handsome and right. When a narcissist's fantasy world is shattered, then he or she will become extremely angry. Also, another reason why a narcissist throws a tantrum because their insecurities are revealed. A narcissist always has a deep-rooted insecurity or insecurities that he or she will cover up. When a narcissist insecurity is revealed, yet again he or she will become very angry and deflect their shameful image. A narcissist constantly uses rage as manipulative tool to force their victims and other people to give in to their wants and demands. I'm going to repeat that. A narcissist constantly uses rage as a manipulative tool to force their victims and other people to give in to their wants and demands. This is because a narcissist is distracting himself or herself from the inner pain. Narcissistic tantrums will reveal as explosive rage. I'm gonna again start over with this sentence. Narcissistic tantrums will reveal as explosive rage, where he or she yells, insults, threatens others, or harms others or themselves. Narcissist always throws tantrums when their toxic actions are exposed. Let me repeat that. Narcissist always throws tantrums when their toxic actions are exposed. It really exposes their fake image. Therefore, the narcissist can't hide behind their fake image anymore. A narcissist lives in this shattered fantasy world like I explained. And when you expose a narcissist, their fantasy world is shattered. In a narcissist's fantasy world, he or she is superior to everyone. That's why the narcissist has tantrums, because you destroyed their delusions, revealed insecurities or their insecurities, and you also destroyed their fantasy world. A narcissist tantrum will be explosive rages where he or she is screaming degrading remarks to their victim while cursing you out and threatens to harm you. Make no mistake that you did the right thing by exposing the narcissist's toxic behaviors, because he or she will have to take accountability for their harmful actions. So now I'm going to talk a little about narcissistic brainwashing. So this is a little about narcissistic brainwashing. A relationship with a narcissist involves cruel and relentless emotional abuse. A narcissist is able to do this. A narcissist is able to do this by brainwashing their victims. He or she will use a variety of methods in order to obtain control over their partner. The narcissist will love bomb their partner. More characteristics of brainwashing from a narcissist. This is more characteristics of brainwashing from a narcissist. 1. The narcissist threatens their victim. Number 2, they will degrade you. 3, a narcissist will use the shift blame. 4, they will criticize their victim. 5, a narcissist will manipulate you. 6, they will verbally assault their victim. 7, the narcissist will dominate you. 8, they will blackmail their victim. 9, a narcissist will withhold love and affection from you. 10, they will gaslight their victim. Narcissism is a dynamic possession. The only way to deal with the narcissist is to avoid them. The only way to deal with the narcissist is to avoid them. The demons within a narcissist will push and instigate at their victim and everyone that he or she interacts with to create an argument, fight, and chaos. The narcissist is combative, and he or she gets enjoyment from causing hurt, pain, and feelings of worthlessness. I'm going to restate that. The narcissist is combative, and he or she gets enjoyment from causing hurt, pain, and feelings of worthlessness. When you are a victim of a narcissist, you are forced to study narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder. It is absolutely terrible that you have to deal with such horrible behaviors from your narcissist. However, you are educated about narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder, so you can recognize the red flags. I'm going to repeat that. It is absolutely terrible that you had to or have to deal with such horrible behaviors from your narcissist. However, you are educated about narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder, so you can recognize the red flags. I am going to end this episode with a very good paragraph that informs everyone what it is like for a victim dealing with a narcissist. So this is the paragraph. It is by Jill Wise. This is what it is like for a victim that has to deal with a narcissist. And again, it's by Jill Wise. After a person goes through the streams of narcissistic abuse, parental alienation, and the smear campaigns, they come out a different person. Never will they be the same person they were before this happened. No longer are they afraid of what horrors life may throw at them in the future, because they have already walked through the depths of hell and survived the most repulsive of human behaviors. And again, that's by Jill Wise. And I'm going to actually restate this paragraph because it is so true. So this is a paragraph by Jill Wise, and it is going into detail what victims go through when they're dealing with a narcissist. After a person goes through the streams of narcissistic abuse, parental alienation, and the smear campaigns, they come out a different person. Never will they be the same person they were before this happened. No longer are they afraid what horrors life may throw at them in the future, because they have already walked through the depths of hell and survived the most repulsive of human behaviors. And that was by Jill Wise. Thank you all for listening to my podcast. Again, this was season 5, episode 4, the last episode of season 5. And my next season 6, upcoming season 6, I will be going into detail about the characteristics of a narcissistic parent and helping your child cope with a narcissistic parent. Donations help my podcast expand and produce more smoothly. Also, you can purchase my merchandise by clicking the link in the description below. I am so grateful for each listener and each supporter of my podcast. Again, I am your host, Kelly, and I hope you all have a magnificent night.